What up, world? It's your boy LB199X from the Glenarden. I'm live at Vault with Mo Boombox right now. I'm telling y'all about who I am and what we doing. Show love.
We are live with Mo Boombox, and today in the Mo Spotlight we have, drumroll,
LB199X from the Glenarden.
woohoo! Okay, so first and foremost, you just dropped the project, Stigma.
Yep. Stigma. We dropped it February 24th, and that's my last project I did with my record company, Gwen Records. So. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So tell us a little bit about the project.
Okay, Stigma, I ain't gonna lie to you, Stigma to me is one of the biggest projects I wanted to do in my life. I've been, planning on doing this project since before I got signed. So it's something that I wanted to really express about the stigma of what a man go through. And I just wanted to make it, sound like a big project. And for me to have the opportunity to do it on a bigger label, that was something special for me. So I brought all my tricks out my bag with this one. I put my boy on there, Sino Rude Boy. Shout out to Sino Rude Boy. We went to school together. Shout out to Samuel Shabazz. He from Detroit. I put him on there. So those are my peoples that I came up with. So for me to be able to have my first project on a official label, I wanted to make sure that I bring my peoples with me that I grinded with. So Stigma is very important for me. So it's like an important piece of mine.
Okay, and so are all the tracks new? Like, were they created for this project, or?
Yeah. So the process of making this project is what makes Stigma. You know what I mean? This album took 2 years to make, and through the 2 years I went through a whole life, you know what I mean, change. Like I lost my parents within me making this album. I moved to LA, within me making this album and stuff like that. So I had to really go through life for me to be able to talk about the things I was talking about. Like Black Woman is Sacred, Ego Trip, things like that. Those songs really are timelines of what I've been going through in my life. So I feel like the process of me making this album is really what makes this my best album. Because before I even start recording this album, I had a story, but I really didn't have a significant story. But me developing this album, me moving to LA, meeting the people I met, me experiencing life, me going through the things I went through, it solidified why I was making this project. So that's why I love the process of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it's crazy that you mentioned those two songs because those are my favorites.
Oh, word.
Of course, Black Woman is Sacred goes without needing to say why that's my favorite, but also Ego Trip felt like hip hop.
Yeah.
It felt like hip hop.
Yeah, shout out to Ayo Nicky. He from VA. He made that beat. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you. To me, that's one of my best songs because I was literally talking my shit in that song. Like I had a chip on my shoulder at this moment because everybody who knows me knows that I rap about conscious music or thought-provoking music and stuff like that. So I wanted to excuse my language, I wanted the niggas to know I can rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
As
really, you feel me? I really wanted to, show my talent and show why I am the way I am and what I can do. So ego trip is basically what it means. I was ego tripping. I really had to get my shit off. You know what I mean? So
okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to big up you about, your sense of community is crazy.
Oh, thank you.
Your sense of community is crazy. And is that something that you developed as an adolescent, or is that something that you kind of felt was more important as you develop as an artist?
Well, for me, it's always been in my life. My mother was a big influence about that. You know what I mean? And like I told you, I love my mom till I die, and even beyond that. So, but what she was doing while she was on this earth, she was giving back to the community that I talk about so much, Glenarden. You know what I mean? If you from Glenarden, you know my mother. You know me, you know my mother. You know what I'm saying? And one thing she did was give back to the kids. Even if I wasn't even there, she was still doing that. So that's what I'm doing is basically I'm living her dream, and I'm walking in her footsteps with this because I seen how powerful that is, because I know so many people off the fact of just being in my community and being around giving back. And it teaches me how to be more selfless. And it's to let y'all know that y'all don't need millions of dollars to sit there and try to give back. You can do what you can. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. I don't got the large backing behind me, but whatever I have an opportunity to give back, I will. You know what I mean? So especially to my community and to my people. So that's what I'm about. You feel me? So yeah. So there ain't no game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing that I love is you have a team. I don't know if
Oh
it's a
yeah,
big
for sure.
team, but you definitely have a team.
Mhm.
And so tell me about how that came about. How difficult it was for you to really trust people with your vision, with your career, your
Mhm.
future, essentially.
Oh, I mean, honestly, a team is important. I don't care how big you are, how great you are, how fly you is, anything like that. Like, without a team, you don't have that infrastructure for you to be able to take it to the next level. And whatever the next level may be, it can be you want to be on TV, you want to do this. But for me, I know that I'm not shit without my team or the people behind me. You feel me? So it's like shout out to Interstellar Minds, shout out to Satasha, shout out to Gwen, shout out to the Music Addict, shout out to my family first and foremost, and shout out to God because that is my team too. You know what I mean? So it's like all the people behind me, they pushing me to make me do what I'm doing now, or not even make me do. They just believe in me so much to allow me to do what I want to do, and whatever I need, they there. You know what I mean? So shout out to my team, shout out to A-Team, and shout out to the the infrastructure of this, for LB199X. We just trying to make sure that we build that brand, and they understand that it's not about just me, it's about the brand. So that's important. Yeah.
Okay. And your like confidence is a little like contagious. I love
Oh,
that.
word.
It
Shit.
really rubs off. And
Respect.
so were you always like that as an artist and it could be separate as just yourself versus the artist, but were you like that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like determined. I mean, I've been doing this for so long, and I come from sports, so I don't know if you play sports, like sports are very competitive. It don't
Yes.
matter what sports you play in. So if you don't have that edge to understand that I got to be better than what I was yesterday, I got to develop. I got to have that mind state that I got to destroy or conquer what I need to conquer. Then you won't be able to, you know, do what you really want to do because it's mind over matter. That's what sports taught me, mind over matter. So when I approach music, I approach life, I approach people, anything I do, I try to make sure that I have a sense of awareness and a sense of truth and understanding that, look, all right, this is who I am. So be it. I may not be able to jump 7 feet high, but at least I can fucking jump. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So
I
that's
love
the
that.
confidence I have in
love that.
myself. Like no matter what room I walk into, I can walk in a room with any top artist I want to. I still have the confidence in myself to understand that look, I'm going to do the best that I can do because of all of the work that I put in years before. And that's what I meant by the sports analogy. Like practice makes perfect for real, for real. Consistency is key. So I don't have to doubt myself when I come into unknown territory. I just trust myself and I trust God. So
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna circle back around to stigma. So kind of unfold that a little bit for us. You said you wanted to essentially depict the stigma of a man or
Stigma of a nigga.
stigma of a nigga.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and the reason why I wanted to to make it a stigma of a nigga is because, you know what I'm saying, not just to be explicit, but to understand that when I walk outside these doors, that's how they look at me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a black man, I'm a man. I'm a man first. You know what I'm saying? But all these stigmas they put on me, a black man, a nigga with dreads, whatever. You know what I mean? I want to take these stigmas and I want to basically define them myself and defy them myself. So the goal for me was to make sure that whenever I walk into a room, because like who I am, if you ain't see me with my head done up or whatever, you probably think I'm just like a regular hood nigga just out here doing things until you get to have a conversation with me, then your perspective change. So what I'm trying to do is with my art and with my music, I want that same thing. I want to make sure that when you hear my name or you see me, you can't judge me. You got to be able to be open, just like with art. You got to be open. You got a willingness to be open to receive, and that's what I really want people to do because I can change your mind with words. I can change your mind with actions, but I also can change your mind with art too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
So
definitely have a way with words, and you could
thank
be
you.
very lyrical as well. That's what another thing that I liked about you, because I love people that could write. I love a good pen.
Oh, for sure. For
And
sure.
so, is that something that you had to work on throughout your artistry? Like, do you see a difference from then to now, in your writing or just in your creative process in general?
Yeah, oh, that's a great question. For real, I'm a lyricist. Like words, I'm a literal person. Words mean a lot to me, hands down. So when I have conversations with people, I listen and I understand and understand. So I try to make sure when I relay a message or I'm making a message, I try to make sure that I have that same type of psychological standpoint with it. Like I try to make sure that I can be like, all right, cool. If I'm going to talk to someone who don't know who the fuck I am, how can I be able to make them understand what I'm trying to say? So that's what I basically do when it comes to my music. I don't look at myself like a punchline artist or one of those artists that can, make every word rhyme, but
Yeah,
you
I
gonna
hate
feel
that
my
shit.
music.
Yeah.
You gonna feel it. You gonna understand it, and you gonna relate to it somehow, some way. Because I had to understand that music to me is like a conversation. So that's what I really wanted to do. So I'm not big on trying to make bars. You know what I'm saying? I can do that
Yeah.
all day, but I really just want you to, when you leave with this song, I want you to leave with something. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm giving you everything within my truth. You
Exactly.
feel me? So
And like I said, I love lyrical artists, and we do. I'm not going to down the DMV, but I don't feel like we have enough artists that are interested in making music other than like the murder music, the homicide music, and things of that nature. Is there anybody here that you like, even if they do make murder music or homicide music? Is there anybody here that you really like?
oh, she just put me on the spot. But nah, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Here, um, I'm tapped into the DMV, so I know who's doing what and what's going on. But I honestly, my artists that I really rock with here is like artists like Big Flock.
Yes.
Um, who else? You know what I'm saying? We got like different type of artists like Chikete, my boy Yada Yada. You know what I mean? We got people here like who else? Who else? My peoples that I rock with, Sino Rude Boy, Louis Bags. There's artists here that work here, Manny Wells. Like these
Yes.
different types of artists here are the artists that, you know what I'm saying, like I see that they don't have to make that type of music.
Yes.
They can do whatever they want to. Like even with Big Flock, like Big Flock, who else? Who else? JG Riff.
Yes.
I love him. I fuck with him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Who else? Lil Dude from
Okay.
Riverdale. Shout out to Riverdale.
Okay,
My folks
yeah.
from Riverdale and stuff like that. Lil Dude. So these artists, I like them for their music, but their lifestyle. You know what I mean? And then honestly, they're creative as well too. You know what I mean? And the fact of this too, these artists are now starting to express themselves artistically in a way without having to do that. And so to see the growth with these artists and in the DMV, to see the growth of the artists in the DMV, I love it. That's why I really can't just give you a list of names of
Yeah.
people because I'm from here. I'm not biased, but I'm from here. Not everything is good here, but I, the artist, if you an artist, I commend you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I commend you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Butch Dawson. He a dope ass artist.
Okay.
Butch Dawson. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Hedgens. All these people, y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, these gonna be the future of niggas, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Sino, Marco, all my peoples, you man, feel me? So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Another point I want to make is I don't want to say a lot of artists began thriving when they left here, but I feel like they got on a different playing field when they left this area. Do you feel like that is necessary?
Yes. Straight up, yes. Because I did it. I left home in 2010. I don't care what nobody say. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel about that. This is how I feel. Like, we from here. I talk about where I'm from all the time. I left home and I came back home. And I'm still putting on for home. And I'm not just doing it in the capacity of my neighborhood. Now I'm doing it on a national level. And that's what I feel like we all need to be doing that. Because you don't, like we was talking about before we got on the camera, like, me going back home, I mean, me leaving home saved my life, saved my mentality, saved me like from getting into the stuff that I could have steered me away from music, all of that, and then I got to see that it's bigger than just the DMV. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's important for all my artists, or all artists out here, to leave where you from, see what's out there, and come back and teach. You know what I mean? Because that's all I'm doing now. Like I did the runs to Detroit, did the runs to Cali. I stayed in Florida, went to Houston, Atlanta, did all that. But when I did that, I was learning the game. So when I came back here, I can teach, and I can also build on my own. And to be honest with you, actions speak louder than words. And we can see the artist that's conforming and staying comfortable, and then the artist that's really getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what really matters. You know what I'm saying? You got to get uncomfortable with this shit. This shit not easy. So you trying to go the easy route, do something else.
Okay, now you answered my next question with your answer, because I was going to also touch on the fact that I do feel like you can thrive in this area. I do feel like you need to go elsewhere to make contacts and network, or maybe not even go elsewhere, but you need to make contacts and network other places with other people. But I definitely feel like you could thrive in this area. It definitely, if you go meet the right people and come back here, like, you can make it happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now. That's why you won't see me beefing with no DMV artists. I'm gonna be honest with you. All of that type of stuff, like me learning, like, all right, when I tell people that's not from here, I'm from here. The ideology of them just thinking like, oh, okay, that's cool. You from here? You make music with this person, this person, this person, this person. And you be like, nah, because y'all don't understand the politics. They don't care about the fucking politics. Only we do.
Yep.
They just don't understand why you not making music with this person and that person. And then when you look at it from a business aspect, which I understand the business is like, for real, we hurting ourselves when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we got to understand that this not the streets. The music industry ain't the streets. Once artists realize that, because I had to learn that quick, because the same niggas in the streets can't thrive in the business world.
Nope.
Same niggas in the business world can't thrive in these streets out here, and that's what we got to understand when we get to that point of understanding, like, all right, cool. All right, I come from this, but I'm not all of this.
Yeah.
There's more to me. This not my cylinder. Let me see more. That's when we're going to get out of that mindset of just being like, man, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to stay here. Because once you go outside, like they say, going outside and not going outside to the clubs on U Street, but going outside in Vegas, going to Berlin, going to Germany, getting the bags over there, and start tapping in with the people that's doing that over there. Little do you know, you're gonna wake up 5 years, you know, a hell of a lot of more people, and then you can come back home and be like, you know what? I got all these resources. Let me see what I can do with them, and that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so going into the next question, got a little trick question. Got a little trick up my sleeve. All right. So do you feel like more talent has emerged over the time period, and I will say now as well, but from back then to now, has emerged more from Baltimore or DC? We're not including PG right now. Just Baltimore and DC.
Baltimore and DC. I think, to me, it's like it's different spectrums, but same game. Like, Baltimore really was killing shit, especially when DMX, Jay-Z, Rockefeller, all them niggas was out. You know what I mean? They was coming to Baltimore, all that shit. But like now, I feel like with DC being able to show more than just being a fucking political state or city, I think now we're starting to see that, like, all right, cool, we got influencers here, we got people who make clothes, there's people who do entertainment, music that are really good, that is really good. So it's like, seeing that, it's like, all right, cool. But I do feel like Baltimore had led the segue with that. But don't get it fucked up. We got, you know, we got a lot of niggas here that was in the game that you don't know that's from DC.
Yeah, DC definitely got some shit.
For sure. DC, a lot of executives and a lot of people that's in the industry come from DC. And they don't tell y'all that, but it's a lot of people here. That's why, even shout out to Kanye. He even said this. He came to DC to learn how to get fly. That tells you a lot.
He did.
It tells you a lot. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Okay, and so I'm asking that because I'm from PG. I'm from PG County, so of course I work with a lot of PG artists and a lot of DC artists, but I'm not heavily familiar with the Baltimore scene.
Oh,
but
shout out to Baltimore. Yeah.
I attended the YouTube Avenues event that YouTube threw in Baltimore. and they were super excited to see so many artists. I mean, and these are like execs at YouTube, director of Black Music, and the founder of YouTube, and all of these things. And they are excited for these Baltimore artists, and I was so shocked. Like, okay, I need to tap in. So that's why I just asked you, because a lot more people were tapped in, and they were shocked that I was shocked.
Yeah, shout out to Baltimore. Like again, like my homeboy Bush Dawson. I feel like he one of the lyrical artists that's about to change the wave. It's Shorty, you know, YG Tech. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of artists that's coming out of DC. You know, I mean, Baltimore. I'm sorry, that's really doing their thing. It's some girls coming out of Baltimore too. You know what I mean? And then the producers, it's crazy. So shout out to Baltimore. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that live in Baltimore. You know what I mean? That's from there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, PG County, we doing our thing. It's a lot of people here that's doing their thing. Real talk,
Yes.
you feel me? And in DC, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like to separate. I know the DMV, I get it. But I don't like to separate it again, because like when I go outside of Maryland and DC, niggas don't understand how far Baltimore is from DC.
Exactly.
You telling you from Maryland, they be like, oh, you from Baltimore?
Yes, every time.
You feel me?
What is that about?
I mean, because
I
think
hate it.
about
That's
it.
all they know is Baltimore.
But think about it. Why wouldn't they know that? That's the capital of Maryland.
Yeah. Sense.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why that. So if that's even the logical standpoint, then I ain't tripping about having a significance of a division of it. I just be like, oh, yeah, that's my cousin.
Yeah. Like
you know what I'm saying? That's my cousin. You feel me?
Like shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to keep asking trick questions, but I want to know, who's your favorite producer?
Wow, my favorite producer. You just put me on the spot.
From the area, of course.
From the area, I got like 4 or 5. favorite
Okay,
producers.
top 5. Let's go.
All right, Jamal the Great. That's one of them. My second producer, it gotta be KO. My boy KO. He works with like Manny Wells and stuff like that. Who else? My boy Vendale. Right now, shoot, producers. Damn, because I work with so many producers, and I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm like, damn, you left me out, cuz. Nah, but yeah, Jamal the Great. And these are people that worked on my projects. I'm just telling you all the people that worked on my projects. Ayo Nick, the boy is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He made Ego Trip, shit like that.
Okay.
So
shout out to you.
Yeah. And who else? Yeah, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. But my boy, who else? My boy KM. I gotta give it to KM.
Okay.
And Jake, my boy Jake.
Okay.
Jake, I know it's probably 6, but Jake gotta be on there too.
If he left you all bad and bougie, he's sorry.
I'm sorry. I love y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? My heart did. Child it to my head, not my heart. You feel me? So.
Okay. And so when working with a producer, do you what is your process when you go into the studio? If it's a producer that you are not familiar with, do you kind of feel out his beats, or do you kind of let him or her know what your vibe is?
How I approach anything in music, I have no expectations.
Okay.
So when I come in with a producer, I try to basically see what they're capable of, see what I like, what I don't like, and I try to make sure I can find that medium ground, so I can be able to thrive and shine and be better, and also push the producer too. But it also depends on how I feel sometimes. Like I can come in here and be like, y'all want to do this.
Okay.
But honestly, that's why I say I have no expectations, because we don't know what God got planned for us.
Yeah.
And some days I can walk in here and want to have to do something that may not be the thing that I end up doing. Yeah. So I just allow the vibes to really, I'm really a interpersonal person, so I'm feeling energy as soon as I walk in here. You know what I'm saying? So I receive a lot. So yeah. So I have
He's
no
in tune.
Yeah.
But do you appreciate a producer that has a vision? I know a lot of people want to, and that's how it was back in the day in music as well. People would come to the studio, the producer already has the track, he damn near has what you're saying, everything already mapped out. Do you appreciate a producer that has, I guess, some substance?
Of course. I appreciate any producer that can come with an idea or have a complete thought, because one thing, I'm already thinking about a million things already. So when I come into the studio, if you can already give me a canvas, all I got to do is paint. I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then honestly, that's how art should be. It should be as simple as possible. It shouldn't have to be forced or anything. So I love when producers are on it as much as I'm on it, or even more. So if another producer come in here and be like, "Yo, I got a record for you," this how I love when that happens, because that way it make me. We already have a intent. We already have a purpose. Other than that, I really was sitting here, smoke some weed, and just listen to a beat or something until it catches me. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I do.
Okay, well, I think that's the end of my questions, but I'm sure the fans want to know, when can we expect some more visuals from you, sir?
Ooh, next year, I'm working expeditiously. I said that wrong. I'm working.
We knew what you meant.
I'm working very hard right now on like a live production that I'm working on, and honestly, I'm working on some new music. I got a project coming out soon in the spring of 2024. So
Okay, nice.
it's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Woo. So yeah, that's when we expect more from me. Then right now, I'm brewing. I'm cooking up right now. I'm chefing in the kitchen.
Bloom in the spring.
Facts. Yeah. So just look out me for the springtime. Y'all got the winter. I'm giving y'all the winter. I'm giving y'all all January, February, and then March, April. Yeah, we coming outside. You feel me?
Coming outside.
Yeah. I'm tired of being in the house. So yeah.
Period. I hate home.
I love home. Don't get it messed
I'm
up.
playing.
I'm a homebody. But yeah,
no, I'm a homebody. Well, we so appreciate you sitting down with us today.
I appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to adjusting behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Got to shout out the cameraman. Yeah. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Glenarden. Shout out to the Vault. Shout out, my mama, God, everybody. So yeah.
God, of course. All right, signing out. I'm Jane the Publicist.
The one who was helping these niggas, flexing on me, ego death to a nigga, believe that. No, it ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe.